Good morning. This is Mike Garner from MrMikeGarner.com, and it could be that you're watching this in the MBS group, and it could be that you're watching it somewhere else, but I send you love. This is a very easy message, but it's not easy to do. And this is one in a series of Sunday morning messages, almost like a Sunday sermon, but I don't want to preach. I just want to share because I care. I'm here to help. I think we're here to be happy. Whatever belief system you have, and whatever belief system my clients and students come to me with, I ask them one question: how is it working for you? If somebody is argumentative, if somebody's confrontational, if someone's got an attitude, if someone's got a feeling of loss, lack, or if somebody's feeling elated and big about themselves, well, that's their decision. But when they're in front of me and they want me to help them, or they just want some advice, I always say, well, how is that working for you? I have a process, many processes, but I ask people, and you've probably heard me say this before, what do you want to have in your life? What do you want to be? What do you want to become? And what do you want to do? You'll have also heard me say that we are human beings. We're not human doings. We shouldn't be human arguings and human stressings. We don't even really have to be human workings, we just have to be. That state of being is a state of balance, it's a state of peace, it's a state of health, it's a state of power and confidence. And that being powerful, that being confident, that being connected can often be difficult if we attach to the values of the world, because in everything in the world there is decisions. Should I do this? Yes or no? Should I be with this person? Yes or no? Should I be in this job? Yes or no? Should I stay in this house, this town, this country? Yes or no? Is this right for me? Yes or no? Is this good for me? Yes or no? Should I eat this? Yes or no? Lots of decisions. And then from those decisions come judgments. And then you try things. You do things. Where this is very easy, very simple, but possibly not easy to do in a world where you've been trained to make decisions. And I actually encourage people in life coaching modalities to choose wisely. That choosing wisely in the world and coming from love in the world is a precursor, an apprenticeship for understanding who you really are. A lot of people come to me for life coaching and mental coaching and emotional coaching, but I don't necessarily take them on a spiritual journey. But you guys watching this are on the spiritual journey. It might be that on the spiritual journey as spiritual warriors, as I call them in my MBS group, that you might need some world coaching to get some perspective on the world so that you can be more successful in this incarnation. But understand this also, that although there's nothing to do and there's nothing to have, you've got everything that you need, even though the world says you should have more and do this, do that. All those decisions to get more, do this, do that, normally destroys your peace. Right from the egg and spoon race at school, where you were competing, and then as you got older there were league tables, and you wanted to be top of the class, which meant that if you weren't, you were bottom of the class or somewhere in the middle. You were being judged. You got into the rat race of competition, of being judged by your teachers, your parents, your friends, people left and right all around you. And then you had to know your place, and you were always striving to do better by the world. Let me tell you now that you don't have to do any of that. From today, stop doing that. Just decide to be. Be happy with what you've got right now and spend more time internally looking inside for your peace, your happiness, your success and confidence, and not outside in things, in status, in acquisitions, in possessions, in terms of your finances, size of your house, size of your telly, what sort of car you drive, what sort of clothes you have, what your body looks like. Because those things are temporary. You're eternal, and all the things in this incarnation will wither and die. Anything that dies is not real. The only things that are real are things that are eternal, that go on forever, because you are eternal. You come into this world with nothing, you'll leave with nothing. You were pure spirit before you had this body, you'll be pure spirit after this body. Understand that now, that these things that you think are important are not important. And don't just say they're not important. Remove importance from them. Behave in a way, be in a way where you shift into simplicity, non-judgment, love, power. The only judgment that you should have, the only question that you should be asking yourself is, how do I feel? How do I feel? It's the same question I ask my students and clients. How's it working for you? Even if you're winning arguments and proving that you're right, what's that creating for you? How do you feel arguing? How do you feel being right? How do you feel being wrong? Because you'll never always be right, even if you are clever. And all these things that you think you want, how do you feel when you've got them? Because you'll always want more. And the things that you want now will change and break. And you'll have to maintain them and repair them and replace them. How does that make you feel? And how do you feel protecting them, guarding them? How do you feel in your relationships even? Are you working at them? Is it hard work? What's the cost of your happiness? What's the price that you've got to pay to maintain that happiness in the world? Just start to be. Be happy where you are with what you've got right now. And stop judging. Stop reacting. Stop acquiescing. Stop playing the game of the world. You're not of the world. You're in the world and you can enjoy the world. But when you choose things that are difficult to maintain or difficult to get, striving, quite often not arriving, and even if you arrive, well done, but how many years did you struggle? At what cost? To friendships, health, finances, peace of mind, emotional balance, equilibrium, physical health. I know lots of people who are successful and understand this, that most people die within 18 months of retiring. That's a national statistic. 65, and then you get to 66 and a half and you're dead. Maybe you've managed to get the holiday home, the caravan that you've always wanted. Or you've decorated your house and got the garden that you've always wanted, and the car that you've always wanted, the television, the sofa that you've always wanted, the curtains that you always wanted. But on average, most people get there. They've worked all their life, paid the price, and then they get 18 months, and then they're dead. Now obviously you're going to say, well, people get to 80 and 90. Yes, they do, but a lot of people die at 30 and 40. So on average, 18 months after the day people retire, they leave this mortal coil. What's the value in that? Start to live today simply. Find peace today and let go of all these things that cause stress and tension, worry and fear, anxiety, and take your peace of mind away and destroy your power. Because ultimately, you have 24 hours a day, every day, 365 days of the year, for however long you maintain your physical integrity of this avatar, this illusion, this body, to be loved, to share love, and to radiate into the unified field. And that's what you're here to do. You're here to radiate into the unified field. You're here to shift consciousness, which creates this universe and creates the world as you perceive it as a projection. The universe, a university, which is a school, a universe, which is a world that we're learning, a cosmos, the unified field, which we know quantumly is the Wi-Fi of the world. It's where everything that's non-reflective light, it's the thin air that has all this information in it. It's the connection between you and me. It's the binding energy between what we see as a physical reality. In the world, unified field, universe, university, is you. Universe, you. You create the universe. You are the universe. If you can get off the treadmill of striving without arriving, or even striving and arriving, goal setting and goal getting, or just goal setting and not goal getting, but get out of that cycle of competition, which we learnt, as I say, right from the beginning with the egg and spoon race, the sack race, the three-legged race at school. Compete, compete, compete. Become better. Work on yourself. Eat, work, sleep, repeat. Get off that hamster wheel, which is never ending and stressful. Then you'll find your true happiness. Because everything that you see in the world is a reflection, a mirror of you. All your relationships are you. Your pets are you. Your kids are you. Your possessions are you. In the unified field, the you. And you're going to see more of you when you connect outside of yourself by understanding yourself inside yourself. If you're fearful, you'll see a frightening world. But if you're happy, you'll see a happy world. And if you're peaceful, you'll see a peaceful world where there's nothing to do other than be peaceful and be happy and be powerful. And when somebody turns up a situation or an event which is stressful, when someone comes at you with negativity or you see negativity, that's an unresolved part of your mind. Your mental training will be brought to you by the unified field or the Holy Spirit as a lesson in this classroom of the cosmos to allow you to shift from judgment. Your response to everything should be peaceful. Now, I get it wrong, but I'm sharing this from my experience, that the more I react, the more things there is that turn up in my life to react to. Not because the world's a nasty place, it's because the world is trying to teach me. That's karma. You can change your karma now, in this moment. You can delete your history because it doesn't really exist. It's all in the now. And there's no future either, but that's another subject. But you can change the world you see, because the world you see comes from me. The world that you see comes from you. Your universe comes from you. Your unified field comes from you. Your university, your classroom, which is projection from your mind, comes from you. It's all mind training. There is only you. I am you. You are me. We. But we say that and we agree to that. Namaste. The God in me sees the God in you, because we're all God. And this world didn't come from God. This world came from ego, E-G-O, edging God out. And the more you edge God out, the more you'll see the world, and the world is hell. The world is a dense, low vibration that we can transcend and transform from. But we'll only transform if we don't play the games of the world. If we play the games of the world, we stay in the world. But we can be in the world and enjoy the pleasures of the flesh, the pleasures of the world, by being pleased and eased and relaxed. And when we learn that and we are that, and we just be with that, non-judgment, non-reaction, just stay in peace, stay in power, and just accept everything that happens as a story, like watching the cinema screen, going to see a film. You can be attached to the film, a horror film, an adventure film, a love film, a comedy, or you can remember that you're the person in the cinema viewing it, and that's what I'm telling you to do. Just be in the seat and view it. Whatever comes, just be in the seat and view it. So terrorist attacks, just a movie. Happy things, just a movie. Terrifying things, frightening things, scary things, challenging things, just a movie. Ill health, just a movie. This current situation, just a movie. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to strive to get back to your country. You don't have to strive to agree or not to agree to the treatments. And you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to use the words. Just have to be with it. Make a decision that you're just going to be with whatever you decide. And the biggest question, the only judgment you should make, no judgment about what you perceive as good or bad people, good or bad situations. It's how do you feel? And only you know how you feel, because you are your own best expert. You don't have to please anybody else, because they are just projections of you. If you are people pleasing, it's an unresolved part of you that's not happy with your decision. I have to do this. You don't have to do anything. I must do this. You don't have to do anything. I heard a wonderful expression. I must do this, I must do that. It's called masturbating. There's no shoulds, there's no coulds, there's no musts, there's no might have happened, should have done this, must have done that. Just do what you do, be what you are, be at peace with that. Don't have to please anybody. All you have to do is please and ease yourself, because there is nobody else. And if you're arguing with your kids, you're arguing with yourself, and you're projecting it so that you see it outside of yourself, which is possibly the only way that you can. In our small capacity of brain, we project it out into the unified field, which is you, the unified field. A projection of you, because you have to see it out there, because we are locked into this physical prison where we think that what we see, what we taste, what we touch, what we hear, what we smell is external to us. Well, no. I'm not outside of you. I'm in your head. You're seeing me, perceiving me in your head. You're hearing me in your head. You're decoding information on the unified field, and you've been told that's Mike Garner. That sounds like Mike Garner. If you were shaking my hand, that feels like Mike Garner. That smells like Mike Garner. If it's a piece of food or something, that tastes like a bacon sandwich or an apple. Because you've already been programmed with these attachments. When I'm working with hypnosis, if somebody likes to smoke, I can make smoking taste awful. I can give them an aversion. So it's just a program that you're running, and I can change that program in the physical. But actually, that person I'm doing hypnosis with, that whole process of hypnosis with another person, is an illusion. That's just me working out the healer avatar in me. Everything that happens in the world is the Holy Spirit, God, unwinding your mind to teach you that the world isn't real. to the point where you won't need a body and you won't come back to in this sensory prison to work these things out. And that's getting deep. I want to keep it simple. I want to go back to what I said, that all you have to do is be happy, be peaceful, be powerful, non-judgmental, and just accept what is. Don't have to do anything. Don't have to have anything. There's lots of people here in Thailand and all over the world, people who've got far less than you and are far happier than you. In fact, when you've got nothing to worry about. You can just be. And in a world of duality, which is an illusion, you'll always have confusion in that illusion. Be single-minded. Decide what's right for you. And only decide what's right for you. Don't tell other people what to do, because they are projections of you. And when you stop judging and criticising and moaning and explaining and complaining, the world changes, because you've changed. And the world that you see is a projection of me. The world that you see is a projection of you in the universe, in the unified field. Universe, you. So if you want to change the world, change yourself. Stop judging, stop going into fear. The more you go into fear, the more you'll see things that are fearful. And there's plenty of that at the moment, because there is this social hypnosis that's going on, social engineering that's going on, where other parts of you, the projection of you, is trying to teach you and me to be free and not to be in a prison. And they're using, in the past they've used wars, they bombed places. Now they're using health to create disharmony and dis-ease. Disease. This is the devil. This is satanic. This is dark energy, which again is just a projection, because where you came from and where you are viewing this in the seat watching the film, you're in the light, but you're projecting yin and yang, male and female, duality, dark and light. When you remember who you really are, that you are the Christ, you are the Buddha, you are God, the grand organising designer, design something far lighter, far brighter, far happier, far more powerful, far more peaceful. While you're here, you can literally change the world into the Garden of Eden. Step back into your power and just witness, smile, and wait for your time to transcend and go back into eternity, where you are unlimited. And you can experience that by closing your eyes, switching off the world and going into that peace, that stillness, that still point inside. And then when you open your eyes, having decided what you want to see, because it comes from me, from you, you can then make some really powerful positive decisions, how you feel and how you want to feel, and get busy creating that for yourself. And we'll all benefit from that, because we're all in this unified field, because we're all projections of each other, and that's powerful. If you want to talk more about this, contact me on any of the contact details where you're viewing this presentation. But be powerful, be peaceful, enjoy your mind. God bless.